Airplane mode, so we don't get the chop if somebody calls me. Who am I kidding? Nobody's calling me. Well, YouTubers, thank you for your support, for the subscriptions, for the comments, the interactions. It means a lot to me and the channel. And yeah, wow, just a few months ago, I was less than 50 subscribers, and we've seen a substantial increase. I think I had 10 yesterday, which is unusual for me. So thank you very much for the loyalty, for coming by, for the comments and likes and action, because I mean that's how you make a channel, I guess. I'm fascinated by social media and YouTube lately. I see it as a way to get your voice out there, obviously, and hopefully to create a conversation that actually helps someone. I changed my mind on a couple key issues through YouTube. Also educated myself on many issues. So I found it very useful. I feel this inherent need to communicate and to start a conversation and to speak truth, or what I believe to be truth, and to create a conversation that may help get us further down the road. I mean, times have never been more polarizing, and so I'm hoping that the Jim Fannon Show on YouTube is helpful and is engaging and has some decent conversations with musicians, politicians, and people of interest for you. And I just wanted to say thank you for your support. Having said that, I need some help. I got my first copyright strike the other day. It's bumming me out, mainly because the guest, I'm not going to name the guest, but the guest is kind of a friend of a friend, a good friend of mine, came on the show. I do this for nothing. I don't ask for anything monetarily. I do it because I love these people. I love the music that they bring to the show, and I love to give them a little bit of exposure. And I mean a little bit of exposure, because I'm not going to kid myself that the channel doesn't reach all that many people yet. I'm hoping to build it, and this is why it's got me rattled. First of all, I'm hurt, right? You invite someone on in good faith, or did they ask me to be on? Either way, they came on the show. I had them on the show out of good faith. And then they make a copyright complaint to YouTube. So we're talking obviously about a musical guest that claimed that their performance on my show, that was done in kind, in good faith, for the betterment of everyone, supposedly. It's good for my channel. It's good for me. It makes me feel good, and hopefully it could be good for the artist who gets a rendition of their show recorded in decent quality. Not studio quality, but decent quality, better than just the audio off a microphone. And then to have it come back in your face because... Well, why? Because I'm such a bad guy? Because the truth that I feel needs to be spoken forward or out loud doesn't mesh with yours. And so that makes me what? Someone that you don't want to associate with. I don't get that, especially when you say just as controversial things out on your social media all the time. I just don't get it. So I'm not here to rant. I am a little bit, but I need some help, because this copyright strike is really handcuffing me as far as what I am able to do on the channel now. I noticed the other day I tried to put an annotation or a card up. It just gives me this notification that I need to go to YouTube school and learn how to be a better human being. And it also says that I can fight it. Strangely enough, I talked to a lawyer that seems to know a lot of things about this kind of stuff. Surprised me that he did. And I don't get people to sign waivers when they come on. I guess from now on, I'm going to have to insist that the artist that comes on the show is going to have to sign a waiver that the performance they give is mine, and I am able to use their music to monetize or to put wherever I want. Man, I'm not looking to rip anyone off. I'm certainly not that. That's not my motivation for this, is to somehow get the upper hand on someone. I seriously just want to help. So I guess from now on, I'm going to have to, the lawyer I spoke to is going to draft me a waiver that deals with this. And that's all I guess I can do. And I think most people would willingly sign it. So the video's been taken down, and I now have my first copyright strike. And why did this happen? Well, a copyright owner, this is coming from YouTube. This is what pops up anytime I try and move. It's got me handcuffed on my channel a little bit. Why did this happen? A copyright owner asked us to take down your video because they believe it contains material that violates their copyright. It's my show. It's my equipment. Yeah, it might be your music, but you're playing it on my show. So I can't imagine anyone going on any other talk show that would call them back later and say, take that down. I don't want to be associated with you. So it names the show, the Jim Fannon Show, and the guest. Now, it also goes on to say what a copyright strike is. When your video gets taken down due to a copyright complaint, you get a temporary penalty on your account called a copyright strike. If you get 3 strikes within 3 months, you can lose access to your account. So I've got a lot of material up on this account now. Some is funny, some is interesting, some is biting, some is critical, and some's just my show. Some's just sitting across from a politician or an artist or someone I find interesting. I just had the broke agent on yesterday. I thought it was a great interview. Social media madman. And so for my channel to be shut down and for me to lose access to it, it kind of scares me a little bit because, well, I'm a realtor by trade. I'm fascinated by this world. I had a couple short stints on the radio, CHSC and CKTB, over the years. I love it. And I don't love sitting here as much. I find it to be, well, unprofessional. Kind of like your basement podcaster. And so I'm not that proud of the show. I do appreciate your thoughts and comments out there, like keep it going, and we watch all the time. I do appreciate that. It makes a difference for me. But I've always been fascinated by this format, thinking that down the road, maybe it would be cool if I built the channel to a point where I could monetize it in some fashion. It would at least pay for the equipment that I've, spent my hard-earned money on over the years, with trying to bring you something that sounds and looks decent. So it goes on to say that I can clear the strike by completing copyright school and then waiting 3 months for it to expire. So I'm going to keep getting this warning all the time. Every time I try and put a card or an annotation in my video, this is what pops up. During this time, you can still use your YouTube. It says learn more. Maybe I should click that. You think this was a mistake? No, I think it was purposely done. And it says you can file a counter notification or ask the copyright owner to retract their claim. Normally, I don't go to you guys before I actually deal with the person involved, and I still may do that, although we did have a conversation leading up to this where the artist asked me to take down the video because they didn't agree with something that I had said later in my social media, and it was in regards to the Gillette ad. Hard to believe. You stand up for masculinity or men, or you're slightly offended by a Gillette commercial that tells men that they're bad and that they need to be more like women. Here we go again. And this is, you don't make any friends. I just want to speak truth. I think there's a war on masculinity. I think fatherlessness is a huge problem in North America. And it seems to be subsidized by the Democratic Party in the States, that, created rules around welfare so that, if there was no man in the house, that was the only way you could collect welfare. So 80% of black kids now are fatherless. There's no father in the home. That's unacceptable, and I think it's a war on masculinity and a war on our kids, and our kids are suffering for it. Now they're mentored by gangs instead of elders in the community, most notably their father. So after that video broke, I get some backlash on it. I am a sensitive guy. I know I don't appear that way, but I care what people think. I wish I cared less, and I'm getting to a point where I kind of want to just say fuck you and be my own guy. But after speaking to this artist and going over, well, the key word that kept coming up, I don't know how many times they use this word, problematic. What's problematic is the word problematic, because anyone using the word problematic repeatedly over and over and over is just offended by nothing most of the time. So I'm not a big fan of problematic. So I declined their request to take down this video solely because they disagreed with another take that I had made on my YouTube channel, and apparently they did not want to be associated with me. So, and then I guess I poked fun. I had Josh Mills on the other day, and he asked me on the show, live on camera with you guys, to take down his previous performance, and I declined. And I said, you know what? Fuck, if you're going to come on my show, you can't call me later and ask me to take it down. Just by being here, this is you accepting my terms and conditions as far as broadcasting your material. It becomes my material after I broadcast it. So I thought. So now I have to get my lawyer to counter this, and who knows, maybe in the background there could be if they're coming after me with the idea to shut me down or shut me up, then this is not going to be the end of it. And I could have another one tomorrow or more from another offending video. So I just want your help out there. I don't know if there's anyone that knows what the best way is to proceed with this. I don't want to run a big legal bill, but I also I want to preserve my channel. So this is something that's important to me. I've kind of sat on it for the last few days because I'm telling you, I was really hurt. The first day I got this notice, I was hurt, man. It was like a knife in the back from someone I enjoy as a human being. I don't have to agree with everything you think and say socially. In fact, most of the time I look at them and go, seriously? Grow the fuck up. But that's okay. That's my own ego, pride, and judgment. I'm dealing with it. But I just came to the community today because I'm hoping that someone's been through this. I know Crowder has been up against this a couple times as far as people actually giving them consent to use their interview or their material online and then coming back afterwards and say, no, get it down. And then you get one of these copyright strikes. So I think it's a little underhanded. I think it lacks integrity. I didn't go on your show and then ask you to take it down. I would never do that. Maybe you just don't do shows with monsters like me. I'm not speechless, but I'm offended. I'm hurt. And this is actually handcuffing me from working around my channels. And so now I'm worried that I have to get all my material off of YouTube and onto another platform if YouTube continues to give me copyright strikes on material that should be mine. It's my show, and if you come on and you play a song on my show, in my mind that makes it my material, and I should be able to monetize it the way I see fit. Now, I'm not selling it for jingles for commercials. I don't monetize the page. There are no commercials on my page other than the other. Usually when I get a copyright notice, it's for music that's in the background, and it doesn't it doesn't take your page down to give you a copyright strike. It just says they're going to put ads on your page and you're not going to get paid for them, or you know, you're not going to be monetized. So I like the fact that, hey, I'd love to monetize my page, but I like the fact that you don't have to listen to a commercial when you come on my show or when you listen to my material. There's no ads other than these other one. See, Pippa, my podcasting platform, my hosting platform, has integration feature that allows you to put your podcasts, integrate them with SoundCloud or YouTube or what have you. So I took, I don't know, 117 podcasts and integrated them with YouTube. So there's no video. It's just audio, which I love. I'm really just trying to get used to seeing myself in a set. I'm a radio guy. You know, my first show was on 1220 CHSC, who started as a real estate show. It got boring. I made it the Jim Fannon Show. We talked to Jack Layton, Stephen Harper, Gibby, was it Gib Parent? Jack Layton, Stephen Harper, all kinds of people. Tony Clement. So some big shot politicians. And I loved it. So, and there was never video of me, and that's what I'm good with that. We did do some video of me in the studio when I was at 610. I think Lydia Tomac came on. Oh, I know she did. And my webcam broke down, and I actually recorded it with my Mac, my laptop. And it's horrible video, but it was cool from the standpoint that it was, you know, it was a first, I think, for that station, having live video go along with the interview. It's on the YouTube channel as well. Now, I can't imagine someone like Lydia, who came on the show as a guest, saying, you need to take that down because I'm not cool with what you say anymore, and that's my interview, and I don't want it up there. Now, maybe it's different with musicians, but and I may reach out to this individual and see if they will consider backing off from this copyright strike, because it's frustrating and it's got me handcuffed. So if there's anyone that knows or has got any thoughts on how I should deal with this, I settled down after a few days on this. I'm a lot less hurt than I was, and I'm a lot less angry than I was. I'm glad I didn't come out here the day that I found out that this happened, because I was raging. I shared it with a couple of my very close friends and said, like, can you fucking believe this? And I guess the old saying, no good deed shall go unpunished, applies here. Hey, I'm not feeling sorry for myself. You know, I'm a big boy, but I just feel like, you know, there's already a lack of integrity in today's world, a lack of personal responsibility. And for someone to take this route to, well, shut me up as far as that episode goes, or who knows, to continue to copyright status strike me until my channel is gone. I can't just sit back and think that the war is over and it stops here. I've got a lot of content on there, and well, I appreciate all the people that have come on in good faith and the love that I've received. Man, we have so many great artists that were kind enough to lend me their time, and I don't take this for granted. Their material. Hey, I get it, man. This is stuff that you created, and I'm as proud of it as you are. And see, every move I make, it just says go to copyright school. Every move I make, I'm fucking handcuffed in it. It's sad, and I want to know if any of you people out there have, like, every page I click to, I get this copy. Like, I don't know what to do. So if you've got any advice, please put it in the comments section down below. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, blast me a comment, hit the like button multiple times. And hey, we're at 154 subscribers. Less than a month ago, we just broke 100. It wasn't even 60 days ago that I was saying, hey, I'm almost at 100. The channel's blowing up. Hey, it's humbling to be a little guy out here. It's disheartening to feel like you got a little bit of a target on your back because you speak truth or what you consider truth to be. I'm not saying I'm right on everything. Hey, if you can convince me otherwise that fatherlessness is not a war on masculinity and that we're not beating the hell out of men these days, figuratively, then hey, I'm all about hearing it. But just too heartening to see that this is an angle that an artist took with me. And yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated, but I love you guys. Thank you very much for your support and your interactions on the channel. Please continue. And if you've got any advice for me on this matter, I'd appreciate it in the comments below. Niagara Rocks, baby. Hashtag it. And oh, I didn't do the white power piece. That's not, forget it. Anyways, I hope to see you soon. And if I don't see you, I'm hoping that you'll see me. Okay? Peace out, yo.